A hum trembles through the dark. It is too deep to be heard clearly. The sound reaches the body first, settling in the teeth, tightening the muscles along the spine. Then comes a pulse. A thin blue spark races across the black and vanishes. A second answers from farther away. For several seconds, nothing follows. Then thousands ignite. They flash in branching sequences, exposing fragments of an enormous structure before darkness swallows it again. A floor, a curved surface, something moving behind it. The bodybuilder opens his eyes. He lies on cold tile beneath a ceiling of humming fluorescent panels. For a moment, he does not move. The room resembles a locker room. Rows of dented metal doors line the walls. Long wooden benches divide the narrow space. A drinking fountain waits in one corner beneath a faded sign. The familiarity almost comforts him. Almost. He sits up. His black training shirt clings to his back. His boots are laced. His dark pants carry no dirt, blood, or sign of whatever brought him here. His gym bag is gone, so is his phone. He reaches for his memory. The last thing he recalls is standing beneath a barbell. Cold steel across his shoulders. The room crowded around him, music pounding. His breath held tight as he stepped away from the rack. Then, nothing. He rises slowly. "Hello?" His voice travels farther than the room should allow. It returns several seconds later, thinner than before. "Hello? Hello?" The final echo does not sound like him. The bodybuilder turns. The locker room is empty. He walks to the nearest door and pulls it open. Inside hangs a child's red winter coat, too small for him, too clean for an abandoned place. Water drips from one sleeve, striking the bottom of the locker at regular intervals. Tap, tap, tap. He closes the door. The dripping continues behind it. He checks the next locker. Empty. The one beside it contains a pair of muddy shoes facing inward, as though someone stepped out of them and entered the wall. He stops opening doors. At the far end of the room stands an exit. A green sign glows above it. No return. The words flicker. For a half a second they read, "No entry." Then, "No exit." Then nothing at all. The bodybuilder crosses the room. His footsteps sound wrong. Each one arrives twice, the impact beneath his boot, followed by a second step somewhere beyond the walls. He slows. The other footsteps slow with him. He stops. One more step sounds. Not his. He grips the door handle. It is warm. The metal shifts faintly beneath his palm, as if something on the other side has placed its hand against the same spot. He releases it. The pressure remains. A shape passes across the narrow gap beneath the door. The bodybuilder steps back. Silence. He studies the room again, searching for another way out. There is none. The fluorescent tubes begin shutting off one at a time. The darkness advances from the rear of the locker room. Click, click, click. He turns back to the exit. The handle is still warm. Another light dies, then another. The black reaches the lockers he opened. The dripping stops. Something scratches along the inside of the first metal door. The bodybuilder tightens his grip and pulls. The exit opens without resistance. Beyond it lies a corridor, far larger than the building could contain. Its floor begins as pale tile, but the squares stretch and distort as they recede, gradually merging into a dark, seamless surface. The walls rise beyond the range of the fluorescent light. They are neither plaster nor stone. Huge folds overlap one another in the gloom, smooth in some places and deeply grooved in others. Dim signals travel within them, briefly exposing branching structures before fading. The passage continues until distance becomes meaningless. Behind him, the locker room lights continue dying. He steps through, the door slams, the sound rolls away like thunder. He turns and grabs the handle. There is no handle, no door. Only a broad curve of dark material where the opening had been. He presses both hands against it, solid. The fluorescent light above him sputters once and disappears. Darkness encloses him. The bodybuilder controls his breathing. In through the nose, hold, slow release. A rhythm learned beneath heavy weight. Panic is information, not command. He repeats the breath. The tension in his chest eases enough for him to think. A faint blue mark appears on the floor several feet ahead. Not a line, a footprint. Bare, small, another forms farther down the corridor, then another. Each remains for 2 seconds before fading. The bodybuilder watches them advance into the black. Not happening. His voice disappears into the distance. A footprint appears beside his boot, fresh, pointing the wrong way. He looks down. The mark is larger than the others, almost human. Its toes are too long. The blue trace fades. A soft dragging sound begins behind him. The bodybuilder does not turn immediately. He listens. Scrape. Pause. Scrape. Whatever makes the sound is moving without lifting part of itself from the ground. He faces the darkness behind him. Nothing. The curved wall blocks the locker room. The corridor remains empty as far as he can see. Scrape. Closer. He lowers his stance. His fists rise by instinct. The air smells faintly of rain and hot metal. A shape twitches at the far edge of visibility. Then another, too quick to identify. The signals inside the walls begin flashing more rapidly. Their timing is erratic. Several race ahead, stop, then reverse as though warning the rest of the structure. Scrape. The sound comes from above. The bodybuilder looks up. Something clings to the wall near the ceiling. It has the outline of a person stretched across too much space. Long hands bend at several points. Its head hangs downward, hidden by a curtain of pale hair. It remains perfectly still. The bodybuilder takes one step back. The creature's head turns without moving the rest of its body. 2 dark hollows face him. A mouth opens vertically through its face. From within comes his own voice. Hello? The word returns exactly as he first spoke it in the locker room. Then again. Hello? A little deeper. Hello? Closer to laughter. The creature unfolds. The bodybuilder runs. Its limbs strike the walls behind him in rapid, uneven bursts. He does not look back. The corridor shifts around him. The smooth ground inclines without warning. The passage narrows, then opens into a space so wide that his footsteps lose their echo. He follows the small blueprints. They appear faster now, leading him between towering folds and beneath arching structures that seem to bend away as he approaches. The thing behind him repeats his breathing perfectly. Inhale, hold, release. Its imitation slips out of time. Inhale, hold, release. Then faster. Inhale, hold, release. Inhale, hold, release. The bodybuilder reaches a split. 3 corridors wait ahead. The footprints continue into all of them. He stops. The pursuing sound grows louder. He examines the openings. The left passage carries the smell of rain. The center contains a low electrical murmur. The right is silent. Too silent. He chooses the center. The instant he enters, the other 2 passages fold shut. The creature crashes into closing walls. Its arms force through the narrowing seam. Long fingers claw at the ground. The mouth opens somewhere out of sight. His voice pours from it. Not happening. The seam seals. The severed hand remains in the floor. It twitches. The bodybuilder steps around it. The fingers turn toward him. He stamps down. Bone gives with a wet crack. The hand dissolves into a swarm of black particles that race into the walls. The surrounding structure absorbs them. For several seconds, everything is still. Then, the same dragging sound begins ahead of him. He stares into the corridor. That's impossible! A woman answers from the darkness.
No.
Her voice is calm.
Only unfamiliar.
The static in the air gathers. Tiny sparks drift toward a single point, moving with quiet precision. They sketch the shape of a woman before her body becomes visible. Long silver-white hair descends past her waist. Subtle lavender shades move through it when she turns. She wears a dark gown fitted through the torso, its fabric separating into weightless outer layers near the ground. Fine blue filaments travel through the cloth like private constellations. Her face is mature, composed, and strangely familiar. She looks past him toward the sealed passage. A faint scratching comes from inside the wall. The woman raises 2 fingers. The signals surrounding them stop. Not dim. Stop. The scratching ceases. The bodybuilder keeps his guard raised. Who are you? She studies him as though his presence confirms a suspicion.
Liora.
That doesn't answer the question.
It answers the part you were ready to ask.
His jaw tightens. Where am I? Liora looks along the passage. The blue footprints have vanished.
You crossed the threshold.
I walked through a locker room door.
You believed it was a locker room door.
He glances back. The sealed corridor now extends behind him without interruption. No split, no crushed hand, no evidence of the pursuit. What was that thing? Leora's expression changes slightly. Not fear, concern.
An echo.
An echo of what?
You.
The bodybuilder gives a humorless laugh. That wasn't me.
No. It was what remained after part of you had passed.
The answer irritates him more than silence would have. He steps closer. I need a straight answer.
You need to stay alive long enough to understand one.
The wall beside them bulges. A shape moves inside it. Liora turns her head. The movement stops. She faces the bodybuilder again.
You should not have been found this quickly.
Found by what? The fluorescent hum returns. A single rectangular light appears overhead, then another farther down. The corridor changes around them. Its vast organic surfaces flatten into painted concrete. Beige doors emerge at regular intervals. The floor becomes thin industrial carpet patterned with repeating blue squares. An office hallway, empty, endless. A water cooler hums beside a framed picture of a beach. The bodybuilder stares at the transformation. Liora does not. She has seen it before. A telephone begins ringing behind one of the doors. Once, twice, 3 times. The bodybuilder moves toward it. Liora catches his wrist. Her grip is tight. He cannot pull free.
Do not answer.
The phone continues. Why?
Because nothing here knows your voice yet.
The ringing stops. A moment later, the bodybuilder hears himself speaking inside the room, muffled by the closed door. Who are you? The recording repeats. Where am I? Then, I need a straight answer. The handle begins to turn. Liora releases him.
Walk.
She moves down the hallway. The bodybuilder remains in place. The door opens an inch. Darkness fills the gap. Something breathes from the other side. He follows her. They pass door after door. Each carries a small metal number. 214, 214, 215, 215, 216, 216, 217, 217, 218, 218, 219, 219. The sequence repeats. The bodybuilder notices on the 3rd cycle. We've passed these.
Yes.
Then we're going in circles?
No.
The lights behind them switch off, one after another. The darkness advances. The bodybuilder looks ahead. The same thing is happening there. The lit portion of the hallway shrinks around them. Liora continues at the same pace. You might want to move faster.
Speed will not help.
The darkness reaches the picture frames. The beach scenes change as the light leaves them. Empty sand becomes crowded with distant figures, all facing the camera. The bodybuilder sees one clearly before it disappears. A broad-shouldered man in a black sleeveless shirt. Him, far younger. Standing among people whose faces have been scratched away. What is this place doing?
Trying to decide what you are.
And if it decides? Liora finally looks at him.
Then changing its mind becomes difficult.
A door appears at the end of the hall. Unlike the others, it has no number. A thin golden mark runs around its frame. Liora reaches it. She places her hand against the center. The door does not open. The gold weakens. Her calm expression tightens.
What?
Liora withdraws her hand.
It does not recognize you.
The darkness closes in from both directions. The office doors begin opening. Not together. at one time. Inside each room stands a version of the bodybuilder. Some are older, some injured, some emaciated, some so heavily muscled that their bodies appear painful and malformed. One kneels beside a loaded syringe. Another sits alone before an untouched meal. Another strains beneath a bar that will not move. Another stares into a mirror, though no reflection faces him. None of them acknowledge Liora. All look at him. The lights overhead pulse. The figures step from their rooms. The bodybuilder braces himself. There are too many.
Then do not fight them.
They're blocking the door.
They are not the ones preventing it from opening.
He looks at the golden frame. What is?
You are.
A figure emerges from the final office. It looks almost exactly like him. Same face, same clothes, same scar near the right elbow, but its posture is wrong. Too relaxed, as though it already owns the space. It approaches. Unlike the others, it looks at Liora.
You brought him back.
Liora does not answer. The double smiles. Its teeth are dark.
You should have left him asleep.
The golden mark around the door disappears. All the lights go out. Something seizes the bodybuilder from behind. He drives an elbow backward and feels it strike flesh. Several hands grab his arms. Another closes around his throat. He plants his feet and throws his weight forward, dragging the figures with him. His shoulders slam into the door. It does not move. The double's voice comes through the black.
You always think force is the answer.
The grip around his neck tightens. His lungs begin to burn. The bodybuilder drives his heel down, hears a foot break, twists free of one hand. More replace it. He cannot see them, cannot count them, cannot tell which direction is open. Then Liora speaks, not loudly.
Listen.
The word cuts through everything. The bodybuilder stops fighting. Hands pull at him. Nails scrape his skin. The double laughs. He listens. The figures breathe, all at different speeds. The office lights hum. Something knocks behind the walls. Beneath it all is the original sound, the deep electrical rhythm that woke him. Steady, organized, moving through the world in repeating bursts. He feels it through the soles of his boots. The floor responds a fraction of a second after each pulse. He waits. Another pulse. The hands tighten. Another. He shifts his weight with the rhythm. The figures stumble. He does it again. This time, the floor firms beneath him. A faint line appears around his right boot. Not blue, gold. The double stops laughing. The bodybuilder follows the next pulse and steps forward. The figures holding him jerk backward, as though the world has moved without them. The door opens. Golden light spills through the gap. Liora catches his shoulder and pulls him across the threshold. The door slams behind them. Silence. The bodybuilder falls to one knee. Air tears into his lungs. The marks on his throat fade slowly. Liora stands nearby, watching the closed door. On its surface, something scratches 3 words from the other side. You came back. The bodybuilder reads them. You knew me? She remains silent. You said this place didn't recognize me. That thing said you brought me back. The scratches deepen. The door begins to bow inward. Liora turns away.
We cannot remain here.
He rises. No more riddles. She looks over her shoulder. The calmness leaves her eyes, just enough for him to see what has been hidden beneath it. Urgency.
You are right. We do not have time for riddles.
The door cracks. A long black finger pushes through. Liora extends her hand toward the passage ahead. The darkness opens. Beyond it remains an impossible world. Vast folds stretch toward a horizon drowned in pale mist. Suspended structures hang over bottomless distances. Signals race through the landscape like storms searching for somewhere to break. Far away, 4 regions burn in different colors. Sapphire, emerald, amber, crimson. The sight steals the question from his mouth. Liora steps into the open world.
This is the first territory.
The bodybuilder looks once more at the breaking door. The double's face presses through the widening fracture. Its mouth opens. Thousands of voices speak from inside it.
Wake up!
The bodybuilder follows Liora. The door bursts behind them.